Hey, what's going on? It's Leanne, and I had an interesting experience today. I want to tell you about it because I think that no matter where you are, whether you're just starting out online or whether you've been online for a while, maybe you're getting stuck somewhere, doesn't matter where that stuck is. I'm going to show you a way to overcome that that's very easy, very obvious, but most people overlook it. So today I actually met up. I had a kind of a brunch slash lunch meeting with a guy in this area and who lives near me who also does CPA marketing. And so we connected, I think on Facebook and then on Skype. And I was like, cool, how often do you meet someone near you who's doing this stuff, right? There's obviously lots of people, but for whatever reason, I'm always meeting people who are, like in Australia or they're in some other country, right? They're in Russia. And you don't really get that time to just sit down and talk to somebody who understands what you're doing. And so I met up with this guy, and what's interesting is that I found myself pretty much saying the same thing over and over again to what he was saying. So he'd been online for a little while and, was really kind of trying to get it to work. He couldn't get CPA to work. And the first thing that he told me is that he's doing a lot of things. He's doing CPA, he's trying Forex, he's trying this stuff. And I was like, you need to get focused, because if you're doing a million different things, all you're doing is you're like dabbling, right? And I was like, well, you're going to go up to here, you're going to get stuck and try something else, and you're going to go up to whatever level, get stuck, try something else. And so I kept doing this thing, right? And then we keep talking, and I find out that he's had some experience with Bing, running PPC campaigns on Bing. And he got to a certain point and he stopped, and then he's like, maybe I should try PPV, right? This other form of advertising. Maybe I should try this or that. And, he's like, well, I tried ClickBank and I was thinking to try CPA. And then he's telling me about all these different people who he's either talked to or seen online. And he's like, man, this guy's killing it in mobile. This guy's killing it with dating. This guy's killing it with this and that. And I was like, listen, dude, you just have to find your own way. And this is where a lot of us make this mistake of we do something and we hit a ceiling or a brick wall, whatever you want to call it. You get to a point where you're like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I'm stuck. Now, here's what we usually do as people, right? Instead of figuring out a way to go through that, we go, let me try this other thing. Maybe this other thing works better, right? So we get here and we're like, wait, maybe this other thing is going to work. So then we try something else, but guess what? Because we never made it through this glass ceiling, we're going to hit the glass ceiling here too. So we try, running PPC ads to dating, boom, hit a brick wall. All right, well, why don't I try supplements? Boom, hit that same brick wall. Why don't I try PPV instead? Boom, hit that brick wall again. And what's going on is that there's something that you don't know yet, something that you haven't figured out yet. Once you figure that out, you're going to raise that ceiling. Now you're going to break through. You're going to hit a new ceiling, right? That's life. You're going to hit a new ceiling of something you don't know. And now if you try to skip around, you're going to get up to that ceiling no matter what you do. And the trick is you can't break through if you keep jumping around. You're just going to go like this. This is what you're doing. You're going like this, and you're hitting your head against this glass ceiling. So the trick is when it gets to a point where you're like, I have no idea where to go from here, instead of jumping around, getting unfocused, trying, maybe this tool will work, maybe this plugin, maybe this other training course, maybe this and that, stick with what you got. And this is a trick that I learned from Earl Nightingale. Get up every morning, get up an hour earlier than usual, or find time in your day, find an hour in your day where you could sit down and put the problem that you're having or your goal at the top of a page. So wherever you're getting stuck, like, where do I go from here? You write that down, and then you come up with 20 ideas. 20 ideas every morning. Now, the thing is that we don't use a large portion of our brain. I don't know what the exact, figures are scientifically. I don't know if anyone even knows what the real numbers are, even if they measured it. But they say it's around, 5% or something like that. We use maybe 5% of our brain. We have obviously a much greater capability. We have the capability of using 100% of our brain, right? Does anyone? I doubt it. I don't think so. Maybe a genius. But in any case, when you hit that ceiling, no matter what you're doing, what you want to do is sit down and write that down. Okay, and sit down for an hour and come up with ideas. Now, will all those ideas do something for you? No, likely not. But all you need is one good idea to break through and maybe even do something wild and amazing. So again, when you're finding yourself hitting those points where you're like, I really don't know what to do from here, that's when you sit down and you figure it out. You stick with what you're doing and you figure it out, because once you break through that, now you're at a much higher level. And now you're getting success that you didn't have before. And now you're going to hit another wall. Guaranteed. You're going to work through here feeling good going up, and then you're going to hit another wall. And this is something else that you need to figure out. And so try that exercise. First of all, stay focused. Stick with what you're doing. Obviously, someone else has made it work before, and even if they haven't, you can make it work. Everyone's different. If you keep jumping around in different courses, different tools, different this, different that, it's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to keep getting stuck here because you don't move forward until you figure out what you need to do to move forward. Does that make sense? And it's your brain power that's going to do that. It's your creativity. And activate that creativity. Sit down for an hour every morning, every day at some point. You know, sit down with your cup of coffee or your green juice if you're like me. Write down the problem at the top. Write down 20 solutions. Take the time. You got an hour. Take the time and come up with 20 solutions. Will you always find 20? No. Will you sometimes find more? Sure. Will one of those work for you? Yeah. One of them, one day, you're going to go, that's it. And you're going to break through easily. You're going to say, why didn't I think of that before? And you're going to move up. So I hope that's helpful to you, no matter where you're at, because we all get stuck somewhere. Okay, we all get stuck somewhere. Sometimes it's, I haven't made that first 100 yet, and sometimes it's, how do I break from 100,000 to 1,000,000? Right? Wherever you are, try it out and see how it works for you. And if you haven't listened to anything by Earl Nightingale, look him up. I'm listening to him on Audible right now. If you haven't heard The Stranger's Secret, listen to that and follow his instructions in there. Excellent stuff. I mean, it's the stuff that, you know, people like Bob Proctor used to listen to. So definitely recommended. Highly worth your time. Try out this trick. Stay focused. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.